Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, we had a rather sudden visit from Rukako from the Yanabayashi Shrine, who was unfortunately roped into cosplaying by none other than Mayushi here, and that's when Kurisu showed up, and things got incredibly awkward from there on out. But you may recall that Rintaro asked Rukako what his particular wish was, and apparently Rukako's wish is to be feminine in actuality and not just appearance.
今さら偽善で取り繕おうとするなよクリスティーナ。俺は知っているぞ。お前がマッドサイエンティストの素質を持つ実験大好きっ子だということ。
And we were actually going to achieve that by means of the PhoneWave TBA, although I failed to see how sending a D-mail could actually change chromosomes unless Kurisu's notion about meat and vegetables actually does pan out.
誰が実験大好きっ子だ?
I believe he was calling you that.
違うのか?
違わないけれども。
That was a good try, Kurisu, but unfortunately, Rintaro has called you a bluff. That settles it.
ちょい待ち。それでもし実験が成功したらどうするん?
And Daru actually asks the most pertinent question of all.
どうするとは?
だってルカ氏の性別がマジで変わっちゃうってことじゃん。
それがルカ子の望みだろ?
いや、そうだけど。
Daru has a point. Up until now, Rukako has been male, and if he suddenly turned to female, that will basically mean that these 17 years of his current existence will never have happened, and who knows how the future might rewrite itself.
もし性別が変わったら、ルカ氏が生きてきた16年間の歴史が改変されるんじゃねってこと。
Daru is actually thinking along the same wavelength there.
それについて誰が責任取る?
I suppose I will once again have to be Rintaro Okabe taking responsibility for his actions.
責任は僕が。
Or Rukako in this case, raises his hand timidly.
マジで言ってる?
よくわからないんですけど、その方法を使えば女の子になれるかもしれないんです。だったら試してみたいです。
Yeah, Daru's point about this being the most drastic change we've made to the past is
どうかお願いします。師匠。
something to consider. Rukako bows his head to me.
お前の意見は?
ルカ君が女の子になっちゃったらね、今度からはルカちゃんって呼ばないとダメだね。ルカちゃんはマユシンのコス着てくれる?
That actually depends on whether Ruka's personality changes along with his gender.
それとこれとは話が。
At any rate, it doesn't look like Mayuri has any objective.
決まりだな。ならばルカ子よ、お前をラボメンナンバー006に命じる。
With that, Rukako is now an official member of the Future Gadget Laboratory.
電話レンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最重要機密事項だ。それを使う以上お前はラボメントにならなければならない。
That's right, we haven't actually told Ruka about the phone wave in great detail yet, how it works.
僕このラボのメンバーにずっと。そうだったの？言ってくれればよかったのに。言い出す勇気がなくて。それに僕さっきも言ったんですけど、機械のことさっぱりわからないですし。そんなこと気にしなくていいんだよ。だってね、マユシーもさっぱりだもん。
Well, I'm glad to see that you're trying to encourage Rukako there, Mayuri. Although Rintaro says that not being able to use gadgets is not something to be proud of.
ではルカ子は今この時よりラボメンとなる。異論のある者はいないな。
はーい。
The lone dissenter. Kurisu raises her hand.
私ラボメンナンバー004を返上したいので、代わりに漆原さんを004にしてあげて。
却下だ。他には？
Sorry, Kurisu. Your request has been denied.
はあ。
Mayuri and Daru ask what happened to 005, but I ignore them. Moruka will always be 005. At least Rintaro has his priorities straight. No other objections emerge, all members are in favor.
ではルカ子はラボメンナンバー006となる。以後ラボに忠誠を誓い、ラボの発展のために全力を尽くせ。
嬉しいです。
And that's the first major smile that Rukako has had in this entire affair.
ということで早速実験を。
Wait, yeah. Something's just come up. I suddenly realized something that makes me smack my head in dismay. Oh, localization. You always make everything hilarious. I don't know how that slipped by.
しまった。ルカ子は今16歳だったな。
I believe that's correct.
つまり1993年生まれ。
1993. That could be a problem.
マユシーと同い年なのです。それがどうしたの？
Yeah. About that. It concerns D-Mouths. In order to tell Rukako's mother to eat a lot of vegetables, we need to send a D-Mail to 10 months before Rukako was born. Meaning we have to send it to the year 1992. Unfortunately, as Rintaro has just realized in a bolt of lightning, there is a technical problem with sending a D-Mail back to 1992. A very crucial technological problem.
携帯が日本で普及し始めたのはいつだ？
Cell phones. Or rather, the lack of them. Looks like Kurisu and Daru have finally figured out our little problem. Daru goes to Google it, but I bet Kurisu knows.
96年ぐらいっぽい。メール機能が実装されるのはさらに遅いかも。
So apparently cell phones weren't around Japan until 1996, and even then they were pretty probably cellular, rudimentary, blocky things or some such thing.
つまりルカ子が生まれた年の時点では携帯は一般化されてないということ。
Yeah, that is a huge technical issue.
ルカ子の母親も持っていない可能性がある。もしそうならメールを受け取ってもらう手段が存在しないではないか。
Yeah, we can't really send an email if no one's around to receive it.
そっか。
That is a big problem.
ダメなんですか？
Unless we have another way to send an email to another telecommunications device of some kind, we're basically stuck. Rukako's face darkens. I fold my arms in thought. Some way to receive the email when in an era where cell phones weren't widespread yet.
こうなったら毒電波を飛ばせるよう改造するとか。
I think that's delving into the realm of science fiction there, Daru.
何よ毒電波って。
This is my
ちょっとヤバい人たちだけがユンユンと受信できるんだ。電波っつうか電波？特に春先によく見られる。
毒されてるのはあんたの脳みそだろ。
Nothing brings out Kurisu's yandere tendencies with, or psychotic tendencies with than Daru.
いいよ。もっと罵ってくれて OK だよ。
And apparently he's a masochistic glutton for punishment, it seems.
だったら手紙をタイムカプセルに入れて埋めるっていうのは？
Your thinking is somewhat in the wrong direction.
それじゃあ
Mayuri.
過去じゃなくて未来に行っちゃうわ。
Time capsules cannot go back to the past for obvious
そ
reasons,
っか。
which Mayuri has only just
こうなったらあ
realized.
れだ。ルカシが雷に打たれるとか、それで性別転換。古臭いコミックとかアニメで手垢がついてそうだけど。
I don't think lightning works that way, Daru.
D メールを使わなきゃ実験の意味ないでしょ。脱線しないで。
Kurisu points out the obvious.
じゃあクリスちゃんのナイスアイデアにマユシーは期待です。
And Mayuri seems to think that Kurisu might come up with the answer.
私
Even
私
when
は
we're floundering for them.
そうね。高速を事情倍ほど上回るロケットを開発すればあまりの速さに時間が逆行してとか。
Never paid you for obscure ideas.
自分だって電話レンジのこと念頭に置いてないじゃんか。
しかもこの天才少女め、今自ら相対性理論を否定したぞ。
単なる冗談でしょ。本気にしないで。
I don't think anyone was
まっ
laughing
たくどいつもこいつも使えないな。
there. Has to be something
だったら
that was
自称
available in the era of
IQ170 の
Einstein.
灰色の脳細胞狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院さん、代案をどうぞ。
If we can't send it to cell phones, there must be
頭の
some
片隅
sort
で
of
ひらめきつつあるぞ。
ひらめけの精神だな。
The sensation. Yes, my natural mad scientist inspiration is about to explode. The answer's staring us in the
思いついた。
face. It must be. All eyes focus on me. With a broad grin, I proclaim.
携帯がなければポケビルに送ればいいじゃない。
Indeed. I don't think anybody remembers pages. But they did exist once upon a time. An early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968. That's interesting. After support for text data was added in the 1990s, pagers grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pagers were soon replaced by cellular phones and pager services were terminated in 2007. But before cell phones, pagers were essentially the go-to communication devices for the 90s, if memory serves. Now the question is, how do we send from the phone wave to the to Rukako's mother's pager? In fact, does she even have a pager? We need to ask that. About 22 hours have passed since I made my mind-blowingly awesome proclamation. And indeed it is the next day.
Konnichiwa.
And it's glad to see you out of that costume. Well, and back in your regular clothes, Ruka. Ruka enters the lab shyly, just like he did yesterday. He gives me a bashful smile when our eyes meet.
お母さん、ポケベルを持ってました。
That is very good news there, Rukako. It means our experiment should be able to run without a hitch. Although we still need a number to actually connect to, otherwise we're still basically stuck.
これで前に進めるわね。
ルカシ女の子バージョンか。燃えるの確定。
Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru are already on standby. Now we just have to get the equipment set up. Sending a D-mail to a pager. Yesterday we argued about whether it's even possible. Eventually we settled on probably. Data is data after all. The rest depends on the pager radio wave stations 8 years ago, but it should be fine as long as our data gets through safely. We already googled on how to send data to a pager. For the pagers back then, you would need to enter the person's pager number, then if in the Kanto region you would enter *2*2. After that you would enter the numbers to send. That's how it worked apparently. I have never actually used the pager myself, so I wouldn't know. Pagers in 1992 could still only send numbers. Phone number display functions were also yet to be implemented, so your number was hidden from the other person by default. A few years after that, pagers started to implement Japanese character displays and name billing functionality similar to that of email. Therefore, the D-mail that Rukako is about to send, it's not technically a mail though, has to be sent in numerical form. Naturally, I have a conversion table for that on hand. You can find information even from 18 years ago if you can Google it. I was pretty worried about the lack of information on pages at first, but that's my little secret. But needless to say, we have found a solution of sorts to communication problem.
あとは過去のお母さんに向けての文章をあなた自身で考えて。
僕がですか？
Yeah, the structure of the message has to be legible and simple, and also we're still limited by our character problem.
自分の夢を叶えたいなら自分自身で道を切り開くんだ。俺たちがしてやれるのはその強払い程度のことだけだ。
I think Rintaro is once again referencing Morpheus from the Matrix. I can only show you the door, Neo. You're the one that has to walk through it. And we got a mail of our own from Ferris. Signs of increasing misfortune. Oh no, we escaped. Yeah. If we don't find him and kill him, misfortune will fall upon Akaba Nya. His name is the end of tutorial. He's small and nimble, and he cries, "Choo choo, Nya. Ferris needs your help, Nyan." We reply to he. A rat? What kind of a girl is afraid of rats? What kind of cat girl is afraid of rats? You disappoint me, Ferris Nyan Yan. We reply to help. I can help, but it won't be cheap. We'll reply with that one. I don't think this mail has any sort of thing to it. Meanwhile, back on topic. We explained to Rukako the functionality of the PhoneWave TBA. The numbers we're sending are 1-byte characters, so we can only send 36 of them. The page's number-to-letter conversion system uses 2 numbers to correspond to 1 Japanese character. Furthermore, since you can only send you have to input *2*2, that means you can only send 60 hiragana characters. Rukako, understanding everything, takes out a notebook to begin writing drafts for the page message. I show Rukako the site I found. It reads page number and letter conversion. Also, we're still stuck on the dilemma that of whether or not Ruka's mother might actually end up reading the message in question. Pager typing is commonly known as two-touch typing or pager input. It's somewhat different from cell phone input. You choose the consonant and then input the vowel. And the consonants, surprisingly enough, are I don't think A is a consonant. A is almost certainly not a consonant. Yet for some reason it is. The other consonants are K, S, T, N, H, M, Y, R, W. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Basically, to input KE, you press 2 to input the consonant K, then you press 4 for the vowel E. It's all a bit complicated, really.
結構めんどいな。僕はてっきり831831831って打てばいいんだとばかり思っていたよ。
どうして831なの
？831で野菜じゃん上皇。野菜野菜野菜ってのルカ氏のお母様の頭にすり込めばいいのかと。
That doesn't really help. I think she's just going to think it's a prank call.
いたずら扱いされるだけだ。
And Rintaro concurs.
29292929っていうのは？
一応聞いてやるが、どういう意味だ？
Yes, what does 29 mean? Enlighten us, Mayushi.
肉肉肉肉。
I believe that is the opposite of what we're actually intending to do.
肉好きにさせてどうする？
違うよ。それだけ肉肉って連呼されたらね、逆にお肉見るのも嫌になって野菜を食べようって気になるかもしれないよ。
あるはねえよ。
Yeah, I agree with Daru on this one, Mayuri. Good try, but we need to actually send a proper message, not just a bunch of repeating words. Rukako completes his composition while we speak our nonsense.
こういう内容でどうでしょうか。母さん野菜をたくさん食べてね。
That's a great message. Unfortunately,
そのまま過ぎじゃね？
冒頭の母さんは不要だろう。余計な疑念を抱かせるだけだ。
じゃあ
that's true.
野菜をたくさん食べると女の
ひねりすぎるのもね。それに
Yeah,
文字
that's
数
too
オーバーしてるわよ。
specific there, Rukako. And it's also too long. Eat lots of veggies to give birth to a girl would probably be
野菜
too
食べ
too
ると
weird for
元気な
anyone.
子を産める。
That's also too long. I
ちょい
think.
待ち。この変換表によると濁点も数字2個で表現しないとダメっぽい。
Looks like you gotta use another two numbers
その
according
文
to
章だと
Daru.
半角4文字オーバーする。
Close but no cigar.
ならば少し改変だ。野菜食うと元気な子を埋めるでどうだ？
言い方が下品じゃない？相手は漆原さんのお母さんでしょ。食うとの部分通じるかな？
Yeah, it's a little vague, but
ならば代案を出してもらおうか。
we'll have to try and come up with something else at some point. Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and says no more. Then it's settled.
じゃあ早速打ってみようよ。
So off to the phone wave TBA to send the D-mail. When sending the pager... when sending to a pager, the number encoded message is handled like a telephone number, so we input it into the computer. That's a lot of string of numbers. Long random string of numbers is complete.
準備万端 OK だ。
Now we just activate the phone wave TBA and have Rukako call. The microwave is set to 154152 seconds. It should arrive around January 1st, 1993. The margin of error is roughly around 1 to 3 days. Leap years, pain, so we ignore it in our calculations. Rukako's slender finger starts to tremble on top of the enter button.
いいか。起動するぞ。
Well, this is the precipice before the fall. Either this works or, well, it won't. And if it doesn't, we can say we tried. Rukako looks at me with tears in his eyes, then nods faintly. There is the discharge phenomenon. Right on schedule. Rukako flinches and takes a step back, but then I see determination flare in his eyes. It's the first sign that we've ever seen Rukako so confident. I hope it's not the last. He sets his jaw and pushes the enter button. A message is sent. And apparently that was enough to cause a change to divergence. A wave of dizziness hits me again. I place a hand on the table to support myself. The dizziness slowly fades. Little by little, colour returns to the world. Hooray for reading Steiner, although it would help if we were less disoriented. But reading Steiner means that the world line did indeed change. I look around the room. Unlike what happened with Moeka, Rukako's still here. He blushes when he notices my stare.
岡部さん、そんなに見ないでください。
I fold my arms and tilt my head. Rukako's appearance hasn't changed a bit. That is although something feels off. Even though Rukako's overall appearance doesn't seem to have altered, something, at least from my perspective, something about Rukako's emotions, I guess you would say, something is different. But I don't think I'm paying attention to his chest, and his chest, and his chest. If he's a girl, then it should be a different story. You do remember that Rukako is 16 there, Rintaro.
これは失敗か。
So Rintaro believes that Kurisu's idea was nothing but friend signs, but something happened. And I don't know about you, but something about Rukako does seem somewhat different from before. What kind of scientist believes such a flimsy theory anyway?
失敗って何が？
Ah yes, the dissonance of memory, the other sign that our experiment most likely worked. Everyone, including Rukako, looks at me in confusion.
何言って、お前たち揃いも揃ってボケているのか？たった今この電話レンジカッコ仮で。
Ah right, we do have another problem in our hands. That is to say, if our experiment succeeded better than we hoped, and we currently have not verified this yet, but if it has succeeded, then if the whole thing about Ruka being actually a girl in this world line, she would have no memories of ever being a boy, and neither would anyone else, which could lead to awkwardness of a completely different stripe, and that was indeed careless of us. As our previous experiments proved, the activation of reading Steiner means that the world line has indeed changed, and I'm the only one who carries Rukako's memories through the change. Nobody else here knows what we did. Although we should probably consult Kurisu about that. Much as Rintaro would not like to do so. Afterwards, Mayuri and Rukako happily go out shopping for lunch at a neighborhood convenience store.
クリスティーナよ、一つ聞きたいのだが、ルカ子は
今度はどんな変態的行為を考えてるんだ。あんたたち変態コンビは油断も隙もないな。
変態コンビじゃねえ。僕たちは変態紳士コンビだ。
Do not drag me down to your level, Daru.
どうでもいい。ほんと、どうでもいい。
Yeah, we should probably explain about Damn, I can't ask now. It's really annoying that no one remembers. This is a bit of a conundrum here. We're caught between a rock and a hard place. How do we actually approach the Well, first of all, we actually need to actually know whether or not it actually succeeded. But if we do, even if it has succeeded, especially if it has succeeded, we could be opening a completely different can of worms altogether. But I'll save that for the next episode, for when we return, adventurers. As always, until next we meet.